Hey guys, Dr. Allison Bremner here, and the video is a little far back because I wanted to show you some movements that I think are great for back pain. And so recently I was exercising and I didn't really warm up and I threw out my back like 3 days ago. So these exercises were very helpful for me. And the thing is, I think you should do these before you do any sort of explosive movement. So I play things like basketball and volleyball and this weird sport called Gaelic football. And I find that I need to warm up. And as you can see, Pax, my new dog, is back here. And I'm just kind of watching him today. And he looks like he's eating the basketball there. Anyway, so the first one that's really helpful is you really want to stretch these hip flexors out. So right now, especially if you're working at home, you're probably sitting a lot. And so when you're sitting, you shorten these muscles. And what happens is your big muscles, your big butt muscles, get turned off. And when that happens, you can have really bad chronic back pain, or even like all of a sudden, people say to me, oh, I just didn't do anything. I just went down to tie my shoe and all of a sudden my back goes out. Well, that's because you've turned off certain muscles and you've actually have shortened certain muscles. So the first thing we want to do is stretch these guys right here. So the best stretch is, I'm going to come down here. As you can see, you're in a Lancer stretch like this, and you want to go forward. And you should feel the stretch right here into your psoas and hip flexor. Because doing this stretch, it really helps lengthen that. So I do this for about 30 seconds and I switch it over to the other side. Oh, Pax is going to come help me. Hi, buddy. And then the next thing that you're going to want to do is not only do you want to stretch these muscles, but you want to turn on these big firing muscles, especially if you're going to go do a sprint really quickly. You don't want smaller intrinsic muscles to be firing. You want these big duty muscles. So that means that you want to do some air squats, simple air squats. And that just means that you're going to come down like this. You're going to squat and you're going to squeeze your glutes as you come up. And this isn't really for strength. This is to help, so it's firing those muscles, especially if you've been sitting all day. So something that can happen a lot of times is if you're at work all day, sitting down, and then let's say you go and exercise after work. You've been sitting all day and then you don't really stretch and you don't fire anything and you make that first move without being warmed up, what happens? A lot of people injure their back. And so those are the things is, yes, you want your core to be strong, but really you want the firing of the muscles to be correct. So those two stretch, so the Lancer stretch, doing some air squats. And the last one is, just get a hold of the wall and it's just a straight quad stretch like this. So again, what you're doing is you're stretching out these hip flexors, because what happens, you sit and then it can be very tight and that pulls and changes the angle of your pelvis, which is not good. And so that can really hurt your back. So I hope that helped you. If you're at home right now, I know a lot of you are working from home or are just at home because you've had to close your office or whatever's happening. And so I wanted to give you something that you can do if you're doing some exercise. So I'm really encouraging you guys to get out there, get some exercise, but you maybe want to do these 3 stretches, or I wouldn't even say the air squats a stretch, but 3 movements before you do any of your fast twitch movements. So any sprinting or running, or a lot of people have brought home some things from the CrossFit gym. You really want to make sure you're warmed up, because if you're sitting all day and then you try to go do something, you could really injure yourself. So I hope that was helpful. And as you can see, Pax has a lot more energy these days and he's running around. I thought he would let me do the video, but so there he is. Let me know if you have any questions, and you can always reach out to me. The number at the office is 303-442-5911, and I'm checking my messages, or you can always just go to my website. And if you want to talk with me about your health issues, if you have any questions, if you hurt yourself at home and you don't really know who to talk to, I'd be more than happy to do a consult and give you some tips and advice to do at home until you can get into the office and get some help. So that's it. That's all I've got for you today. So I hope you learned something and enjoyed that. Dr. Allison Bremner with Atlas Chiropractic, and I will see you guys later.